Hi, and today is going to be video add-on, and this video would be a correction to my previous one because it contains an error. Conceptually, I'm very happy that I made that error because I can underscore our hypothesis is correct, and Flex data flow design pattern is much more fit to our needs and better for web application. We are grateful to Angular, but React is different, and particularly because of Flex. And the error, this is the point where I ended on previous. Everything is fine. We have rendering, and it takes from database, which is in this case it's Firebase. But that's a small problem, and this issue happens. It's undermined the main reason why we switched to React. It's server-side rendering. So this is a page and everything is fine. It is loading, but this data, everything inside of this component, it is fetched from Firebase, and this is where it's Firebase. And if we take a look at application, this is our articles, and if we go to articles and expand data, this is what is fetching to the page. Yeah, the only issue that video is rendered inside YouTube iframe. But if we take a look on view page source, unfortunately we wouldn't find anything similar that it should be. It means that it's just pure server-side rendering, and it contains only static. And this happens due to the issue that fetching data from Firebase, it is asynchronous process. And if we open our server-side rendering, take a look, it's server this one. If we take server-side rendering, you can see that once request on Express get here, it just render, in this case it's rendered to static markup, our component, and it doesn't try to load this component. So it means that all our data that is coming from article store, because it is an asynchronous request, it would be missing, and it will take this static markup and compare it with client side, and before making any request, and they are equal. That's why it didn't provide any notifications that we have difference between our server and client side application, and we need to change it. And this is a beauty of Flux. You can share it not only inside of your application, but you can share it even between server side and client side. And I will just, for the sake of time, render master branch. So what changes we added? First of all, on server, we added middleware which will handle any request, and it's this one. This one is added, and it will handle any request, and we have need in data in our store only if we are on the home page. Any other page, about, contact, post, for now it doesn't have any server-side data. So inside Express server-side application, first of all, I create a store, and this store will be similar. It will have all the properties, article store, and it will have two properties, articles, which is array, and it's empty, and article loading, in this case it will be true, because if it's empty it means that we are loading data. And if our URL is root, so it means if we are on home page, here on server side I need to make a request to Firebase on server side before even sending this code. Any data that I receive it, I need to fill my article store, and after I put data to article store, then I run next. So it means that, but before I save it locally to response locals data, it means that the next handler will have access to our data. And I separated just to increase modularity. It's possible to do in one handler where we do everything, but it will be hard to maintain. And if I'm not on root path, if I'm on about, on contact, I just JSON stringify just empty store, which I initially fill empty. When I'm coming here, it will be one library added. It's called ISO. I install it with npm. I import it here, and what ISO does, and this is a library from the same developers who created Alt, and it allows to take server-side data in JSON and take any HTML file and combine it. And when you send, so now my markup, instead of to be pure renders to string React component, it also has this ISO render alt instance flash. This is another feature and advantage of using Flux, that if you have store, you can take a snapshot from your data, and it opens a myriad of possibility. But for now we put in our alt instance on server data, and then we tell it flush, so it takes any data, any stores that it contains, and just put it to string format. And ISO helps you to just append this HTML document to the bottom of your HTML page, and it can be seen here. View page source, and on the bottom you can see that it wraps everything in script type application JSON, and when the browser see it, it doesn't know what is application JSON, so it skip parsing this script. But application ISO runs after I send this document. Then in my client, which is usual, somehow WebStorm is when you change branches, is client.js. Instead of just rendering DOM in my client.js, first of all, I also import ISO, and I bootstrap ISO, and what it does, it just add this JSON data to the bottom of the documents, and then I require alt instance and bootstrap it up. And I do it on client in order when React loads client application, it doesn't need to query data once more. So if you take a look on network request and reload, so this is live reloading WebSocket, but request to Firebase, it's only once, only during server side, but client side has all the data, and everything that React does, it applies its event handlers. So when I click on About, I just transfer it to About. So this proves the beauty of React and Flux, and in the next tutorial it will be more good stuff. So see you then. Thank you.